As I've said in my previous videos, I did get to go to an early screening of Source Code on Monday night. It was a long way out, but it was my most anticipated film of the year, so I had to go to the screening, and it was worth it. So you must be asking, how was the movie? What was it like to enter for Source Code? Well, it was brilliant. I mean, it didn't live up to my expectations, but that was because I was just so excited for it that it wouldn't be able to live up to my expectations, and I knew that going in. If you don't already know, Source Code is about Captain Culture Stevens, who wakes up on a train not knowing who he is and has been replaced for somebody else's identity. The train then blows up and he wakes up in something called the Source Code. And he's been assigned a mission where he is to relive these 8 minutes before the train bombing over and over again until he finds the bomb and also finds out who the bomber is to stop another attack from the same person. But then Culture Stevens develops a connection between Christina, who he is sitting with on the train, and he wants to save her from a bombing, but that is impossible inside the Source Code. I really, really liked Source Code. It was very exciting for the whole film, and like Inception last year, it was a big blockbuster action movie that also takes it to the next level, makes you think a bit more. It's quite a smart film and has a lot of sci-fi in it, but not like hardcore alien sci-fi. It's very smart and doesn't boast about it, but it's still very straightforward and quite easy to follow. And also what I love is, when necessary, it can be very emotional and gives you a real feel for the protagonist, and you can connect with him as if he were a real person. Everyone brings their A game in this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal gives a great performance as a person who is confused and wants answers and is trying to fight for what he wants. Vera Farmiga and Jeffrey Wright give very good performances as the people in charge of the Source Code. But Michelle Monaghan wasn't given enough for me to say if she was good or bad. And also, this film gets right into the story from the very start. It gets into it straight after the opening minute. And last, but certainly not least, the twists and turns are excellent. The twists and turns in this movie are ones I did not see coming. They are surprising, and you cannot see it as predictable twists. It's a change in the story that is really smart and clever. As for what I didn't like, not anything really. Just a few minor nitpicks, like the dialogue was quite corny at times, and the last half hour felt a tad not right. It kind of felt like it went from one story to another instead of it all being one movie, but just ever so slightly, not a big problem. They're just a few minor gripes. So my one sentence review, Source Code is a very interesting movie that is more complex than it sounds and adds up to a fantastic fast-paced sci-fi thriller. So, Source Code, oh, please, Duncan Jones, stop screwing with my mind on my star rating, because Moon, I was tying up whether I give it a 4 or 4.5. It was hard. This, I'm figuring out, is it a 4.5 or 5? I'm not sure. I'm either going to give it a 4.5 or a 5 out of 5. It's my second favourite movie of this year. Very good. It's fantastic. Is it better than Moon? I don't think you can really compare the two, because in some aspects, Moon is a better movie, and in some aspects, Source Code is a better movie. So, yeah. It's hard to say which is better, but still, both fantastic movies. Source Code, you should definitely see it. It comes out tomorrow. I'm making plans to see it again, not this weekend, but the weekend after, because I'm seeing Thor this weekend. But Source Code is my second favourite movie of this year, either 4.5 or 5 out of 5. And now, since I've done my review of Source Code, I shall be reviewing my top 25 favourite movies of all time. So, starting off with number 25, which is for Shawshank Redemption. So I'll see you for that review.